Hi, my fiery Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for July 2023. I am late. I know. I had a little bit of a family emergency and had no choice but to leave. And my plan, I took my laptop with me, was to work, do a little work from where I was going, but that didn't happen. So I apologize for being late, but it's all in divine timing. I have to say, Sagittarius, every month there is like a certain sign that seems to appear in a lot of other people's readings. This month it's you. But I have to say, in the majority of it's in the light. It's in very positive type energy. So I'm kind of expecting a positive reading for you. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You can certainly have planets in the sign of Sagittarius. You may be in love with the Sagittarius. You may be just intuitively guided to the channel and you're like, I don't even know if I have Sagittarius in my chart. I feel like we're a mixture of all. So trust your intuition. You'll know pretty quickly. I think in the readings, these readings are longer this month by design. A lot of you are calling for me to bring out my longer readings versus the short readings I did. My God, it was last summer. I can't believe it's already been, wow. I was doing like 15 to 20 minute readings, which didn't feel right to me, but I felt like that's what you were asking for. But I think I was wrong. I think more of you appreciate the long form. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, guys. We're going to use 4 different decks. We're going to use, of course, Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. This is her card that I will read at the end. And I'm just telling you, after all the cards come out, the words from Mother Mary will be profound. They always are. Always. We are bringing back the major arcanas. This is something I do just a couple times a year, but I felt called to them. By the way, I'm shooting this on 7/7/7, so we're in the universal year 7. This is a very spiritual time. This is meant to be a spiritual time in our life. Many of us are really, seeking out our spirituality or just becoming more complete within it. So I couldn't help notice that I'm shooting this on 7/7/7. So interesting. Anyways, we're going to bring in our major arcanas. We are going to use the crystal visions. Funny how I say we. And when I say we, I'm talking about me and my spirit guides because I feel like we're working hand in hand. But I just noticed lately I've been saying we a lot. So we are going to use the crystal vision to do any clarifying or to go deeper. And that's really what I use them for, is to go deeper. And for your main spread, I chose the Lightseers. Interesting how I just said I. Anyway, but the Lightseers, one of my favorite decks for sure. But let's start with Mother Mary. And let's give them a shuffle or two. Everything's pre-shuffled. Most of you know that. Let's give them a cut. And let's begin. All right, Sagittarius. Whoa, okay. We're not going to take all those. That was a quarter of the deck. But we are going to take this one. Caring. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open to caring about myself, others, and the world. It's really like the Empress's energy. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open to caring about myself, others, and the world. Caring. So, like I said, we'll read that from the book at the end. Let's go ahead and bring in the major arcanas. And I really use these like for a bullet point of what the reading is about to be, but sometimes they're their own little message. So we shall see. I'm going to shoot for 3. Doesn't mean that's what I'm going to get. Okay. Being very patient. The world. The next chapter. You know, and the world to me signifies a very spiritual time in my life. Makes sense I'm doing this on 777 in the universal year 7. Some of you may have a life path 7, or you're in a personal year 7. You definitely want to know that. I mean, how do you know, like, if what your personal year number is? Just for those who don't know, take the day you were born and the month that you were born. Don't add in the year, just the day and the month. Add that together and then add that to 7. If it's a double number, bring it down to a singular number, and that is the, unless it's a master number, by the way. You know, if it equals an 11, 22, 33, let it be. Means you're here to master something this year. But yeah, that's how you tell. And your life path number, I think I'll just put the equation below for you, because that you do add the year in that. All right. Anyway, the world, the next chapter. Something's opening up. A portal is opening up. So, oh, the Lovers. Interesting. Card of Gemini, first of all. You know, the Lovers is a head over heart decision. That's the meaning of the card. But following the world, I kind of feel like it just is. You know, I almost feel like it's not about a head over heart decision. Maybe for some. It's interesting. I'm seeing Cupid with its arrow. It's just like flying around, like, okay, who's about to be struck next? And it's interesting because I do remember your last reading, and very often it's almost impossible for me to remember like all the readings because I read so much, but I do remember yours, and I remember the title was like flirty text. I felt like someone was reaching out, or you were reaching out. So anyways, the Lovers. Cupid's arrow. I got my heart set on you. And then look at this, the Chariot. Now, why I'm saying look at this is 2023 is represented by the Chariot. And it is a number 7. Chariot is about unlimited potential. You know, I feel like, first of all, I feel like the world chapter opens up when you're ready. It's like when I'm like more in this, like I'm allowing my spiritual nature to be part of this earthly walk, so to speak. So I feel like that is first and foremost. And then the Chariot talks about, well, it talks about balance, you know, of the masculine and the feminine. Some of you could certainly signify like a twin flame or soulmate type energy. The Chariot is really controlled by your thoughts, your intention. You know, there is no limit to where the Chariot can go. The only limit would be what my human mind would put upon it. And if I am putting a limit on it, it's maybe because I haven't cleared something of the past. Is a card of Cancer, by the way. Interesting that these two are neighbors. Gemini and Cancer, they are neighbors. I I have to say, you know, there's not a lot of cards here, and the ones that you have are quite beautiful. So, next chapter, I feel like it's just saying it includes someone, and it feels like it includes someone who is probably like already written in the stars, so to speak. In the Chariot, I feel like maybe it's the balance of two people. Like maybe two people have come to this balance. I'm noticing the rainbow behind the Chariot. You know, that rainbow after the rainy days. Maybe the rainy days are ending. Okay, so let's keep all that in mind, but let's slide these over. Go ahead and bring the lid down a little bit. And let's bring in the Lightseers. So this is going to be your main spread. But it may not be your only spread, so, you know. I've been saying in a lot of the readings for those who are not used to long form readings, before you click off, like go to the last 10 minutes of the reading, because I feel like that is where all of our surprises, all of our blessings, all of our advice lies. So, if you don't have the patience, but remember, if you're Sagittarius, your major arcana is Temperance, and what's Temperance's first lesson? Patience. Patience, my child. All right. We have the Death card, but if you look on here, it says Death/Rebirth. Makes complete sense because the World is the first card here. So it is an ending, right? A door is closing. Sometimes we have to be responsible of closing that door, locking that door. You know, it means a chapter is over, but a new chapter wants to begin. Card of Scorpio. We have the Moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. And then we have the King of Wands. Can certainly be you, another Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Doesn't have to be any of that, though. This would be the King of Action. You know, the Moon can be very dreamy type energy. And I feel like sometimes, you know, in that dreamy type energy, I may be manifesting something that I didn't even know was possible. You know, I'm seeing, where did I see that? I don't know where I saw it, but maybe the Chariot, you know, where I'm seeing the dark camel, the light camel. Here I'm seeing the dark wolf, the light wolf. So it could certainly speak about two people who may be coming together. We have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is mirroring the Death card. That makes sense because, first of all, eights are about a new beginning, but of infinity, as above, so below. You know, and I feel like as a spiritual being, it's like we just naturally know when a door is meant to close, but as a human being, you know, maybe not so much. So the Eight of Cups talks about clarity over your emotional house. Why? Well, because, you know, if I'm focusing on all the cups that have been knocked over, and listen, we've all had a lot of cups knocked over, right? And some of them we should reflect upon. Some of them just don't hold value. You know what I mean? Like, it was... Oh, I don't know why my... Excuse me. Oh, it just went away. I don't know what that was. Something just popped up on my screen. Hopefully it's not messing up my recording. Anyways, So the Eight of Cups, you can see this person is walking away, right? I'm walking away from my emotional house. I have enough clarity. This person is walking toward the sun. So, I have enough clarity that I can be confident in the steps I'm about to take. Trying to think, is this king staying or is this king going? Let's keep going. Well, there you are. Temperance under the Death card. So it does represent Sagittarius. And again, you've been showing up in a lot of people's readings. You're underneath Scorpio here. I can't remember if you showed up in Scorpios. Temperance talks about divine timing, right? And patience while divine timing takes place. Sometimes I feel like it's the universe waiting on us also, though, right? Like I can't open this next chapter of the world until this door is closed. And again, it seems to be attached to your emotional house. I feel like because the Death card is here and then rebirth, temperance, where you've had patience. Temperance has had patience. I feel like now things are starting to move. Like, I feel like the days of patience are maybe coming to an end. And look at that, the Six of Swords. So you've had some type of realization of someone or something, or even your own thought system that became toxic to you. Unfortunately, but nonetheless, it does talk about the toxicity within one's life. If you jump back one card, it's a 5. 5 always asks for change. 8 is asking for a new beginning. So is the Death card, a new beginning. Temperance is saying, this is not something that, I feel like Temperance is saying, just do your part. And your part is clearing of the past, closing the doors that are no longer serving you. And, I don't know, I just get this feeling everything else falls in place. 6 of Swords means that you've had that realization. The 8 of Cups, you've had that realization. You know what's been holding you back, who's been holding you back. From what? From your dreams. From your true potential. Doesn't mean you should regret where you've been, because I feel like you must have learned a lot. And a lot of times we're learning what we don't want. We have to learn our own worth. And then when we learn our worth, it just naturally raises our vibration. And I feel like anyone's vibration who doesn't meet ours will naturally fall away. Now, do I naturally let them fall away? Maybe not so much. Again, that's our humanness. Anyways, here. This is you moving. Interesting, because it's almost like you're moving at night. You're moving like under the moon's light. Six of Swords, it talks about a little bit of uncomfortable energy. And any change can be uncomfortable, even if it's good change. But this is very temporary energy. The person in 6 of Swords is moving to beautiful calm waters, moving to a beach. I feel like there's a few of you who live up in New England. I don't know why I'm picking that up, but I am picking that up. All right. 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands, beautiful. And then the Strength card. Card of Leo. We have 3 major arcanas here in a row. actually 4. The Moon, the Death card, Temperance, and the Strength card. Excuse me. You know, I feel like the Strength card and the Eight of Cups are tied into each other, because the Strength card may say that there could have been certain type of energy that you, you know, in the past you were naturally attracted to, but probably didn't work in your favor, you know, like, you know, sometimes like that charming person, and then you find out, well, they're charming with everyone, right? Not just me. I feel like someone didn't feel or see your true worth. You know, not that they didn't see it, but they didn't acknowledge it. I feel like you're moving into a period of time where your creativity, your epiphanies, what it is you want to do with your life are like first and foremost. Almost like I've given my life to another and put my dreams on the back burner, but you know, I didn't quite receive what I feel like I should have. So it's time to move on. It's time to seek my uniqueness, seek my specialty. 3 of Pentacles tells me that there is something unique about you. This is like the missing piece of the puzzle. You know, like there's a group waiting for you, and you know, they may not know they're waiting for you, and you may not know that, you know, nobody knows they're waiting for each other, but like you are the missing piece of a puzzle. So you may find in this next journey some great collaborations. And you know, I feel like this is the energy of where before maybe I didn't get the appreciation that I think I deserved, and I do feel like you deserved it. I feel like now, entering in this next chapter, you're going to receive it, right? Someone's going to see you for who you truly are. You know, take away all the mask. It's like someone can see your soul. And then you have the 3 of Wands right next to that. So I kind of love that, because moving from the 8 of Cups, right, again, like I've taken a long, hard look at my emotional life, understanding, you know, like even my part in it. Like sometimes, do I stay too long? Have I stayed at the party too long? But this is not getting stuck in that energy, because the Death card is like, understand it, and then let's get going. Let's get going. Because the 3 of Wands is a very optimistic view of your future. I don't know what's going to happen, right? I just know that my ships are going to come in when they're meant to come in. And I love that Temperance is really controlling that, right? Divine timing. And I feel like in that I can trust. In that I can trust. I feel like this is quite like there's a reward for your actions, and it may be like a spiritual reward. Let's keep going. Strength card talks about also, you know, I just kind of forgot about that. You know, our inner demons and those things that we have to learn about ourselves. You know, like learning about ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly. Is really, I feel, more of a guarantee of creating a better future. If I don't know my part in a relationship, and again, it can just mean that, well, it can mean anything, but I feel like you do need to know all that, right? And then I need to know who and what has been toxic. And the Strength card is like that balance. So it's almost like the universe is waiting for that. But I feel like you're finding it. You found it. Why you gotta mess all my cards up? We have the 8 of Swords. I have to say, they all came in reverse. 8 of Swords. I'm going to take them that way because I feel it that way. And this is great. This is freeing oneself. You know, freeing oneself, even though with the moon here, I may not know exactly where I'm going, where this next journey is going to take me, but I'm going to get excited about it. You have 3 8s on the board. New beginnings, brand new day. You know, I feel like it's the energy of like feeling like a kid again. You know, you should be proud of yourself that you knocked down these barriers. Sometimes other people put them there, right? Well, we put them there, but a lot of times it's due to other people's toxicity or situations. But this is you knocking them down. This is you freeing yourself. I find it quite beautiful. And I feel like, congratulations. And then we have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is standing your ground, you know, but sometimes I feel like, is it worth it? Was it worth standing my ground? Is it worth battling? You know, because this can be battling off like accusations or what have you. Is it worth it? Well, in reverse, I feel like you're saying no. You're saying no. You're freeing yourself. You're not going to fight that fight. A fight that maybe isn't even worth winning. And then look at this, the 5 of Cups. No wonder I felt these were meant to be in reverse. So the 5 of Cups speaks about, and it's interesting because the 5 of Cups is mirroring the Death card. Closing of a door so that a new door can open. I felt very early on that the Lovers is talking about either a soulmate or a twin flame. And the 5 of Cups talks about where my focus has been. My focus has been on what I have lost. Mirrored by the Strength card over here. You know, it could have, you know, like kept me in the dark, kept me in dark energy. When I'm starting to realize I want to live in the light. You know, when this person makes the change that the 5 is asking for, well, there's 2 cups that have yet to be discovered. I have a feeling we're about to discover them. So, not only have you set yourself free, but you're on the way to find a lot. Like, I definitely feel soulmates, but not just love. I feel like in your life, like your soul tribe. I feel like in what you do and what you create, I feel like a lot of people will appreciate it or do appreciate it. I don't even know that that matters to you. It's like I do what I do because I love it, and just naturally I feel like people are flocking to you. Interesting. Now we know what Temperance is waiting for. Was waiting for. So this energy of setting oneself free, looking at my emotional house, really looking at it. But again, understanding that not every cup knocked over is worth my time of review. Sometimes I just got to be like, okay, well, you know, I was young and dumb. And that's all it was. But, and again, like, you know, I got to know what's worth fighting for and sometimes what's not. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. The Ace of Swords. First and foremost, that speaks about your truth, your honesty, and being honest with yourself, right? Living within your own truth. Can also speak of some type of communication. Let's see what's under it. Well, hello. So I knew the 2 of Cups was gonna, well, hello. And then look at that. So I feel like we're covering all bases here. 2 of Cups and the Lovers. Under what? The Ace of Swords. I don't feel like you know this. Or you've already moved into it, depending on where you're at. You've already closed a door and you're starting to move into this energy. And I'm saying that because it's under the Ace of Swords. And I feel like we have all bases covered here. Interesting that the Tower is under that. And the Five of Pentacles, I don't know why I'm going so far back under that. So it does show me that something happened. Something may have been out of your control. The Five of Pentacles, it really does speak of that, you know, like a tower happening, and I had no control over it. But let me tell you something. I feel like if that's the case, look what follows the Tower. Not only the Two of Cups, not only the Lovers, but then the Ace of Swords. For some of you, this is you moving into your authentic path. Like, maybe I took a left when I should have taken a right, but that's okay because I learned on that path also. Some of you, it's communication. And don't always think it has to be the other person communicating to you. If there's someone on your heart and you want to reach out, reach out. You know, and be willing to accept that, you know, I'm not always going to get someone. Not everyone is meant for me. And I'm not meant for everyone. But this is about who you are meant for. Alright, let's bring in the crystal vision. And let's go right over this. Let's go deeper. I love that it seems like once your emotional house is cleaned up, let's say, dusted off, I feel like your creative house is what then starts to really open up. I feel like some of you, after a period of time of maybe being with someone, you're moving into an independent type energy, and you may be starting something new within your career, within your creative house. But I feel like if that's the case, because I feel you'd be very optimistic about this, even if I don't know what the outcome's going to be. But I feel like if you put, I don't want to say everything into it because I want you to live a balanced life. But if you believe in it, I feel like other people will believe in it also. Okay. Excuse me for coughing. We'll start at the beginning. All right. Five of Cups. Well, that makes sense because now it's brought the Five of Cups here directly over the Death card. So, first and foremost, it's definitely saying that, you know, maybe you've been lost in your emotional house for a while. You know, maybe you had hoped and wished that, you know, someone would come back. And I'm not saying that they can't or they won't, but I feel like this is about moving on from that type of energy. Again, it's like when I change my focus, you know, and listen, yes, I've had some type of emotional loss here. But, you know, your life is not over. Because this really is about the Two Cups that have yet to be found. And we already know they're here. They're hiding under that Ace. They're not hiding. We have the Three of Wands. Well, that's a change of attitude. So that is moving out of woe is me into all that can be. Coming over the Moon, you know, again, maybe I'm not looking to go from the Ace to the 10 immediately in anything. Maybe I really want to stop and learn to enjoy the journey, each step, each moment. We have the Magician, the Manifester. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Interesting. You know, it's interesting because, first of all, the Magician coming over this King, And we don't even have to think of the sign, but this can be someone who may have had some difficult energy. I feel like, in a way, it's interesting because I'm feeling this king both ways. Like, and maybe it's because it's different people for different people. But the magician coming over him, it could certainly talk about someone who has the tendency to have narcissistic type energy. And I'm saying that because what the magician produces is the Eight of Swords over that Eight of Cups. So it's almost like this king may have tied me up a knot, so to speak. Made me stop believing in me. Made me feel like I couldn't be free. But that was an illusion. That was an illusion. That was an illusion. All right, let's keep going. I'm curious to see under this king. We have the Six of Pentacles. All right, Six of Pentacles coming over Temperance. Right away, I feel like what this is saying about anything that once was, I feel like, what I have to ask myself, because again, it is tied to your emotional house. I can't help but pick that up. Six of Pentacles is really learning the fine art of give and take, receiving and being able to receive. The Six of Pentacles is a very empathetic type of energy. It's coming right over you, so it's telling me like this is natural energy for you. You are the giver. You do care about the underdog, but I feel like in the same breath, I gotta know when to hold 'em. I gotta know when to fold 'em. I gotta know when to walk away. Look at that. The Eight of Cups again. Holy eights. We have like 5 eights on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 eights so far. Sagittarius, is like we're seeing the evolution of you. I feel like there may have been a particular chapter where you did feel stuck. You did feel confused. You didn't receive what you should have received. You may have been with someone who was, a little bit of a narcissist, and that can definitely get us stuck for a while. Six of Pentacles, especially touching that Five of Cups, makes me feel like, maybe you did give and give and give, but you weren't receiving back in equal, as it should be. But I feel like really one of the lessons here is you needed to learn that, right? You needed to learn that value of allowing yourself to receive, and knowing when to give. That's the one thing about the Six of Pentacles is it is someone with a compassionate heart, but I do have to learn, like, when I give a hand out, I want to make sure it's going to be a hand up. Someone had you like tied in knots, had you like you're like not believing in yourself. Though I do feel like there's like your subconscious or your inner self is like, this is not going to be forever. But it may have taken some time, but that's okay. It's okay because I feel like you're going to get there if you're not already there. All right. We have the Seven of Pentacles, but it's shown in reverse. Interesting. I don't want to read this king as someone negative. And again, this can be anyone. It is fire, but it doesn't mean that it has to be a fire sign, because I feel like this is more about someone's energy. I feel like I'm picking up on someone who, like, if the spotlight's not on me, then I'm going to make it be on me. I do feel like someone, because I feel like there's this certain desire or dream that maybe you've had since you were young that does feel like it was stifled. It was stifled. And then I feel like also, you know, as you move through this energy and as you have these true realizations of, you know, my worth, and listen, if someone can't love me the way I deserve, well then I've got to be honest with that also, right? And I feel like that's a lot what the Strength card is talking about. Maybe I have a tendency to, and listen, I feel like whoever this king is, they're probably very good at like luring type energy, but let me say this. This feels more karmic than anything with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's making me feel like it's more karmic. What does that mean? That means that I really should reflect upon that, because to me, karma means that in one lifetime, that was me. And now I'm here to learn exactly what that feels like. And listen, once you learned whatever karmic lesson you're having, you've learned it for eternity. Like, that's when you really want to close that door. Like, I get it. I get what you're trying to show me, divine. I get it. So I feel like, because I feel like this person really isn't on your soul seat of intention. Doesn't mean, again, it wasn't like, even difficult things are meant to happen. But I feel like you've learned so much. And again, I feel like it's almost like someone robbing you of your dreams. So you did give your power away. You know, we have to know that about ourselves. But I get why. All right, let's keep going. Well, hello. We have the moon. And look at this, we have the Ten of Wands, but it showed in reverse. Beautiful. You know, Ten of Wands in the upright to me is, any 10 to me of a negative form feels like a repeat pattern. Like there's something I need to learn from this. Ten of Wands just talks about a period of time where all the responsibilities landed on your shoulders. It is a heavy time. I feel like in the Ten of Wands, I'm secretly wishing for a tower. And by the way, there's that tower. But like, you know, sometimes maybe I don't feel strong enough to end something and I just want the tower to do it for me. It's in reverse though. Let's remember that. So I feel like I have found you in this learning period where you're gaining a lot of spiritual knowledge that is truly going to help you. And I feel like some of you are going to be amazed at how much it's going to help you. You're being very real with yourself here. And you're not letting the uncertainty of what may be to stop you. With the moon right there. Again, someone may have filled your head full of negativities, but I feel like you're busting free from that. You know, and I do see that. Like, I do see that there's someone who, I don't know, just feels like they, like, almost tried to rob your life. But, no way. I feel like you can only hold a Sagittarius down for so long. All right, let's keep going. Oh, sorry. I know some people have headphones on and they hate when I do that with the deck, but it's hard to remember all that. All right, let's see what we have. Well, hello, world. You know, coming over the reversal of the Eight of Swords. Again, the Eight of Swords is a self-created prison. But you busted free from that. You set yourself free, and then look what happens. The next portal opens up. You know, I feel like congratulations to you. Be proud of yourself. Even if you're not quite here yet, but you're getting this message and you're on your way to really freeing yourself. And it doesn't just have to be about a person. It's just, I'm freeing myself from these limited thoughts that, you know, that I've put in my head or other people put in my head, or a mixture. And the universe is responding in kind. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands over the Seven of Wands in reverse. The Seven of Pentacles. Oh, I just realized that in reverse. How interesting. But coming over the Three of Pentacles. So again, I feel like for a period of time, you stop seeing your unique self. Just for a period of time. Nine is always about reflection, right? Reflecting back. Why? Just so I can have enough clarity to move on. And sometimes it's only to get to know me. You know, like I don't, if this is a narcissistic type energy, I don't want to spend my life trying to figure them out. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to get on with my life. I'm going to find my real soul tribe. Wow. And then the sun. Beautiful. So the sun is illumination. You know, in the sun's energy, you have nothing to fear, because nothing can hide in the sun's energy. This is about allowing oneself to have a new beginning, to live from the inner child. Remember when you were a child, you know, even though we had roles and all that, just think, at least when I think about my childhood, I think about like when I was 8 or 9 or 10, and I'd get on my bike and I would just ride and ride and ride, and I would let my imagination go wild. You know, one time it would be a motorcycle, next time it'd be a horse. You know, one time I remember I was driving through our local campus, and there was a band playing outside, and they were playing the Beatles, and I just remember pulling over and just like, at that time, just falling in love with the Beatles. It's just, there was a sense of freedom. Even though there were roles, I just felt free. I felt unencumbered. And I feel like this is what it's asking of you. Like, remember that part of you. The sun is coming over the Five of Cups, by the way. But the Five of Cups is in reverse. So that means that those two cups are soon to follow. And in the sun's energy, again, anything done in the dark will come to the light. Funny, we have the sun and the moon. Some of you, and I almost hate saying this because I don't want people to get lost in this, but some of you may be in a twin flame relationship or in a twin flame relationship. But then again, I want to go back that if it's this person, you know, not all twins are meant to get together. Well, I don't know. Like, who am I to say I'm an expert? You know what I mean? Because I feel like different situations call for different things. But I just don't want, like, I almost rather you not put a title on it. Just know it's love, right? And you can feel the difference within love. This 9 may have spoken about a period of time where you did need to be by yourself, right? You did need to be single so that you could really find clarity. Again, I feel like that's why, in a way, the soulmates are somewhat hidden, though I feel like that doesn't even matter. Okay, by the way, 2 Leos right here. Another 8. All right, so what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to go right across the board. And just anything that I've missed, any more signs that want to come through, now is your time. I don't really have particular questions. we have the Three of Cups. Well, I like that. Three of Cups is the energy of joy, celebration. Often feel in the Three of Cups, this is something that I'm celebrating with my closest people, right? My soul tribe. And then we have the Page of Swords. Interesting, because this can certainly talk about, you know, we have the Ace of Swords right here. This can talk about like the feeling of communication is near. Or maybe you're feeling bold enough to reach out and make communication with someone. This can certainly talk about someone of a younger time with a page. Can be air, Leo, Sagittarius, or Leo, Gemini, or Aquarius. We do have a lot of Gemini on the board, but doesn't have to be. Okay, let's keep going on, or keep going on. But whatever I feel like this page is bringing in, again, it's the energy of joy and celebration. So let's follow that a little bit more. Like, it's funny, I'm truly in no rush for July's readings. Like, I'm really just taking my time. Alright, well, look at that. We go from a page to the Queen. So this could be growth within someone, evolution. Excuse me, I feel like if there's one thing that this Queen of Swords would demand, that's someone who lives in the truth, right? Because this Queen couldn't handle, or I shouldn't say couldn't handle, she wouldn't put up with like lies, deceit. And then the Tower. Well, I feel like that's why. So interesting that the Tower would show right there. But you know what? I feel like this Queen, because her sword is up and it's facing the Tower, it's almost like she's the one who now throws the Tower. You know, I'm not going to say everyone has cleared energy of the past, but sometimes something comes in that helps us make a final decision. And sometimes it may be communication from someone or an opportunity. And it's like, that's just what I needed to make that final decision, right? To close that final door. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you, this is you throwing the Tower to another. But let's keep going. We're not going to leave on the Tower's energy. The Empress. Beautiful. So the Empress is of a certain vibration. And the only way she could arrive at this high vibration is by going through the experiences that she's gone through. You know, the Empress has learned to keep her heart open. Why? Well, because why would I allow another who is incapable of love and therefore didn't show me what I needed? Why would I just give up on love? Why don't I just give up on that person? This is someone, through her experiences, has gained a sense of power. And I mean in a loving way. But I really mean in a way where, you know, if anybody came towards her of a negative nature, she's going to see it. She's going to feel it right away. She'll laugh at it. Ha. Ha. A lot of threes. Whoa. I don't know what that was, but we will go look. Alright, we have the Unknown card, which is in reverse, and we have the Strength card, which is in reverse. But I have a card that went flying across the room. Six of Pentacles. Okay. Six of Pentacles in the upright. The Empress in the upright, the Unknown card in reverse, and the Strength card in reverse. So the Six of Pentacles and the Empress fit perfectly together, because that's exactly what the Empress has learned, right? She's still very loving and caring and cares for the underdog or those who need a hand up. She's very good at that, and it's very important to her. And I feel like that was one of the main lessons that allowed you to raise your vibration to this level. You know, the unknown card is in reverse. I feel like the unknown card is really the High Priestess, and her dang it, I can't think of the name right now. Her crystal, what's it called? Dang it, it's so weird how my brain will just forget something. Her crystal ball, oh my God, is clouded, right? But it's in reverse. So I feel like because the Empress does receive epiphanies, and remember, the Empress is someone who she gives birth to these epiphanies. They're not for nothing, right? They're to help her, and even to help the world. So very clearly, I feel like she'll know, or she now knows, like, who to help, who not to help, who to give to, who not to give to. I also feel like some of you may be in the field or thinking about going into the field of helping those who are having a hard time finding balance within their lives. And it can relate to, like, you know, addictions or just anything where they're having a hard time finding balance in their life. I feel like some of you are entering in that type of field, or you're in it and you may be adding different extensions to it. All right, one more shuffle. Anything else? Anything else? Now's the time. The Hermit. The spiritual one. Card of Virgo, first of all. But this is someone who has been there, done that, who has walked through the dark night of the soul. And the Hermit is really seeking the light, right? Asking those big questions, really finding one's spirituality. And the Hermit realizes in the dark of the night is, I am the light, right? I am the one who can change my circumstances, you know, hand in hand with divine, but the power that I hold. And I often feel the person in this energy becomes the beacon of light for others. For themselves, but also for others. And that may be what Mother Mary was talking about, right? Honoring yourself, but others at the same time. Card of Virgo, I don't know if I said that. You know, very spiritual time, and the Hermit would definitely represent that. You know, I feel like the Hermit is like the old soul. And the Hermit would speak of the final reflection, you know, at least in one chapter. And then we have Justice. Card of Libra. Interesting, the neighbors that we're getting, because we have Virgo and Libra side by side, and they're also neighbors. But Justice does speak about cutting ties to the things and the people who are no longer serving you. And it is so that you can find balance. When Justice shows up in a reading, it's to make you whole again. It is what's fair and just, but we've got to know that too. So I feel like, you know, I feel like there's a lot happening for you, and I feel like it's all quite good. But I do feel like you're coming from a place where there were some hard lessons. But I feel like you learned them. You learned them. And for some of you, I feel like you're handing out that tower to someone, and you are on, let's just say, the next part of your journey. You know, divine is right behind you, like supporting you, helping you, like cheering you on. cheering you on. Look at that, the Ace of Swords. Something just made me pull one card, but I got two cards. Oh, hello, Six of Cups. Maybe it was always meant to come out. Six of Cups can certainly signify someone of the past. You know, Six of Cups, first of all, would signify everything I just said about me and my bike. Me and my younger years. But I have a feeling for some of you, it can be, or it may be communication of someone, you know, someone of a younger time, or it's you. Like, you know, someone just left me a message and said that they were going to write a letter to someone that they really care about, and they don't even care if the letter is answered. I think that's a great thing because it allows you to be more free within. So, some type of communication, whether it's you, whether it's them. Six of Cups tells me this would be someone that you have happy memories about. Now, I know that's not for everyone. And by the way, it can talk about past lives. And again, maybe it was just meant to happen now, right? Because the Empress came out at the end of the reading. So all of these experiences is really what helped create the Empress's vibration. And I feel like once I reach the Empress's vibration, no one's going to knock me off my rocker. It'd be very hard, right? My foundation is strong. All right, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there, but I am going to read Mother Mary because I have a feeling it's very important. Caring. Mother Mary sent you this card as a reminder that she cares deeply for you and your family. Although you may sometimes feel alone, you are definitely watched over and protected. When life is stressful, though, as it has been lately for you, you may not feel the Blessed Mother's loving presence. So carry this message with you to help you know that divine love is here for you. This card asks you to keep your heart open and continue caring for others, even though you may feel unappreciated or used. Remember that your spiritual path is to be loving and helpful, not to change others. However, you don't need to, nor should you, stay in any abusive or toxic situation or relationships. You can care for someone from afar. Most important, care for yourself, dear one. Take the time for you and attend to things that are important for your health, your happiness, and your well-being. Amen. I feel like, just like I said in the beginning, it totally relates to your reading. Know that you're being watched over. Know that you're being guided. Pay attention to those signs. If you've missed them, ask for more. Like, you're allowed, right? You can have a conversation back and forth. Eventually, you're going to hear the other side. Trust it in your heart. You know, I feel like this was quite a beautiful reading, but I do feel like you've gone through something quite difficult, but I see you coming out the other side of it, and it looks beautiful. It just looks beautiful. So I hope you allow yourself to live your soul's intention. And if you don't know what that is, ask yourself. Ask your guides. You know, sometimes when you don't know, like, what is my purpose? Your purpose is to be here and to be happy and to be loving, right? But not to be foolish. You know, that is our purpose. And I feel like our experiences help others. And that is our purpose. I feel like divine uses us all the time, you know, for those of us who have had hard journeys to help others who may be walking that path right now. I just feel like this is quite divine. I love you guys. I hope you all reach the pinnacle, which I feel like Mother Mary is saying you can. And I'm going to leave it there. I love you. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. I keep pointing to my microphone. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.